Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Ribfest is set to go this weekend in Lloydminster. Our Stacey Comer has more on what's new and what's planned.
That's right, step right up, get your ribs here! Get your ribs here at Billy's Barbecue! Best in the West, I promise!
It's a big weekend coming up here in the Border City. One of the biggest events happening is Ribfest. Put on by Border City Connects. Glenn Fagnan is joining me today to talk about it. I know we just spoke recently, Glenn, but thanks for joining me. And how excited are you for this weekend?
Well, we're very excited, and we really appreciate the update that you're giving us as well. I think it's very important for the community. It's a great event, and it was looking a little rainy there, but I think we're going to get a little bit of sunshine. So that's the main thing. So yeah, no, we're very excited. The rib trucks are all in town. All the ribbers are here. Everything's falling into place.
Well, and let's talk about the one change this year, Glenn, the fact that it is in a new location, which will be its permanent home. So tell me about that.
Yep, you bet. We had held it at the Lloyd exhibition for the first 3 years. Last year we tried the Service Sports Center, and now we're back at the Lloyd exhibition again. So that's going to be our forever home, and it's all going to be held, down at the north end of the building. And so there's plenty of parking on pavement on the south side, and very easy access. So it's always a pleasure to work with the Lloyd X, and we're really looking forward to this year's Rib Fest.
If there are first timers who are going to be attending the event, Glenn, I know we call it Rib Fest, but there's not just ribs there. There's a chance there's chicken, there's brisket, there's sausage, there's so many other things. So tell me about how the experience is for maybe somebody who's never been to Rib Fest.
Yeah, well, they've got 3 trucks. They're having one got left behind, so they've got 3 rib trucks this year. All of them have different flavors and just a little bit different on each one. So it's all very unique. So you can go down 3 days and have a completely different experience. But there's no question. I mean, certainly on the smoke side of things, it's becoming more and more popular. So what a great thing for Dad to treat Dad for Father's Day and get him some ribs.
Well, and this is a family affair. Everybody can come out to this and you can sit there, you can enjoy whatever meal you buy. And also there's some entertainment to kind of lighten the mood, I guess, Glenn. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We actually have, we're booked solid, and we have people that are local bands that are waiting. So we've got 17 bands that are playing over the 3-day span. So that's very, very cool. And it's names that a lot of us recognize. And so they'll have a good following of people that are coming down to see them. So yeah, that's really exciting. There's no question about it. That's one of the highlights for sure. And so of course the other big thing is that we are going to be having a watch party that's going to be going starting at 6 o'clock, and that will be going throughout the duration of the game. And so there's free admission into the Rib Fest. Free admission. There's no charge to come and watch the watch party as well. So we're hoping that we get a whole pile of people down there enjoying themselves as the Oilers tie the series 2-2.
And Glenn, for people who are coming out, I know that it's free admission, but how does this then help Border City Connects for those who are attending the Rib Fest?
Well, it's a very important part of our funding over the year. We get very little government funding, and so we really depend on the community, and they've always come through. So, we've had a couple successful fundraisers here of late on the vehicle side of things, and so this is designated just for our operations. And so, as we know, insurance is not getting any cheaper, nor is fuel. Fuel is one of our biggest costs. And so yeah, that's it's well needed, and we certainly appreciate anybody that can come down and support us.
Well, let's talk about the hours and the days that it runs, Glenn. Once again at Lloyd X, what time does everything kick off on Friday, and what are the hours for Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, you bet. It's Friday. It's going to be 11 till 9. They're serving ribs, and then the beer gardens that the Kinsmen are operating is open till 11. And then we've got Saturday 11 till 9 o'clock, and then the beer gardens is open an extra hour or two there. And then on Sunday it's a 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. and the beer gardens closes at 7 p.m. on Sunday. So those are the hours. Plenty of time for everybody to come out, and we look forward to seeing lots of folks there.
All right, Glenn, well, thank you again for joining me. This is a great event for the city, and I know we'll be out 2, possibly 3 times to this event. It's such a great thing, and for Father's Day, like you said, what a better gift for dad. Entertainment, the Oilers game, and ribs. I mean, does it get any better than that?
It doesn't, not in my mind.
All right, Glenn. Well, thanks for joining me, and good luck with the event this weekend.
Super. Thank you very much. And thank you for your support.
Tot Spot Lloydminster is a new daycare and preschool in the city that has its grand opening upcoming. We had a chance to find out more about Tot Spot.
Today I'm joined by Stephanie, who is the owner of Tot Spot Lloydminster, which is having its grand opening tomorrow. And to start, Stephanie, can you talk to me a little bit about what Tot Spot is for those unaware?
So Tot Spot Lloydminster, I started in September because I have 3 little kids. They're all under 7. And I also have a music degree. So I wanted to teach music classes for the little kids in Lloydminster. But at the same time, my COVID kids don't sit for circle time. So I thought I would do an indoor playground where we'd have music classes, and then we'd have other events. So I'm doing my grand opening on Friday, which is at 10 a.m. There's a ribbon cutting ceremony. And then on Sunday, we have a huge carnival going on. Throughout the months, we've had so many events like Christmas parties, Halloween, stuff like that. And it's just an awesome place for the kids to come and play and dance. And there's always like new stuff going on in there.
Can you go more into depth about how you incorporate music into your teachings?
I have a play-based teaching style. So I set up our music classes to be 2 hours long so that we all come together, everyone gets to class, they get to play in the playground. And then I'll call all the kids into the classroom and we'll start our warm up together. So the kids get used to I'll say, Miss Stephanie's going to go to the classroom, and then they'll come and follow me, and they'll follow their little friends and stuff, and all the parents come in as well. I like it best when the kids choose to come to the circle time instead of me making them all come and sit down. So as the weeks go on, I usually do an 8-week session. So as the 8 weeks go on, they get used to coming to the circle time, and we sing for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then we do singing, dancing, a game, and we learn about a topic each week. So like ABCs or letter or numbers or something like that. And then we'll have a story time at the end, sing our goodbye song, and the rest of the time is to play and socialize. So I really like to have that a play-based learning style for sure.
There are many events upcoming for Tot Spot this summer. Can you talk to me about some of them?
I found that there was such a need for support for parents with young children. So I'm doing child minding. Every Thursday morning, you can drop your child off for 3 hours. They play with me, and we do circle time, do a craft, have snacks. I do child minding. In the summer, we're doing summer camps. So we have 5 different camps to choose from. Things like Art Attack, Superhero Camp, Space Camp. There's 5 different ones. And then also we're doing a special party called the Luau. It's going to be Summer Luau. That's in July. And then in August, we have a movie night for the families to come to. So there's one big special party that's coming up on Sunday, which is the carnival. That's going to be the best time ever. There's going to be like games, foods, there's face painting, bouncy houses, crafts, everything to do. I'm working on trying to get like an ambulance or a fire truck or a police truck to come and stay outside so the kids can party outside as well. But right now everything's inside, and it'll be lots of fun.
Lastly, what brings you to Lloydminster, and what do you hope to offer to the community?
My husband Cale is from Lloydminster. He's born and raised. We met in Toronto. I'm from Toronto. And in 2020, we decided to move our family over because we wanted to be closer to Cale's family. My parents ended up moving with us. So now we have such a big support system here. I love how it's not a big city, but it's not a small city. There's a lot of people. It's a great community. I feel safe to be here with my kids. I love having met all the people, so many people from different places. I even met a lady from right where I'm from. So there's like everyone from all over the world is coming to Lloydminster. And I've wanted to start a program like this for a long time. I have 3 kids under 7, and, I just wanted a place that we can all come together. It's very low pressure. You don't have to worry about, being on your best behavior. If your kid doesn't wanna sit for some sort of class going on, just go and play, it's okay. If you have questions about parenting styles, or you wanna share some information that you have about parenting or getting through the hard years, then we can all come together at TotSpot and learn all together. So, it was just the biggest part of this to me is building community all together, and yeah.
That covers all of my questions for today. Thanks so much for taking the time, Stephanie, and good luck on the opening tomorrow.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited for the weekend, and I appreciate you getting the word out. So I appreciate. Thank you.
And that's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
Welcome back. The first show of the CPCA season is now underway and will be starting its second event in Cold Lake this Friday. Today, I'm happy to be joined by Brinley Hassan, the CPCA radio host, and she is here today to talk about the races that just took place at Poundmaker this past weekend and the upcoming races that are taking place at Cold Lake. And so thank you so much for being with me today, Brinley.
Hey, Thomas, thank you so much for having me.
So we'll start at Poundmaker. Who were some of the drivers that were real standouts at the first show of the season?
We had a really, really awesome season opener down in Poundmaker. Logan Gorst really stole the show. He walked away with a clean sweep. He ended up being the aggregate championship, and I believe that it was about a 4-second lead he had on the competition, which, I mean, in chuck wagon racing, 4 seconds is like so much time. And then he also ended up winning the Dash for Cash. He had walked away with an extra $10,000 in his pocket leaving Poundmaker. This was actually Wyatt Dick's first weekend as a CPCA chuck wagon driver. He's been out riding for a couple years now, and he had an awesome rookie weekend. The first night, he ran into a little bit of trouble. He ended up kind of jackknifing and wasn't able to get around the track. But night 2, 3, and 4, he really blew things away. He had a ton of great run. He's really, like, you can tell he's working on that barreling technique, and he's just getting out there and doing his best, and that's really, really nice to see. And then in the dash, we had Danny Ringette, Chris Flanagan, and Logan Gorse going to head to head. And I mean, Danny really put up a fight. Chris did too, but Danny kind of took things away, and we were right up until the end being like, who's it going to be? It was just an awesome race to watch. It was super nose to nose by the end, but Logan was able to hold him off the entire time.
And the next stop on the CPCA tour is in Cold Lake. What are some of the differences about the Cold Lake track compared to some of the other tracks, and some of the hometown drivers that will possibly have a really good show in Cold Lake?
Cold Lake's a stop that we haven't actually been to for quite a while now, and it is going to be a 3-barrel show. So that means there's only 3 spots, going through the weekend. It's definitely tough, and yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. They have a dance on Saturday. Races are at 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and then at 4 on Sunday. I mean, I think it's a really great stop, especially it's Father's Day weekend, get out with the family. And yeah, it's going to be a hometown show for a couple guys. George Machatis is from Cold Lake, as well as Chris Flanagan and Danny Ringette. They're from Bonnyville, so it's kind of that still hometown crowd kind of vibe, same area. Yeah, so they'll be kind of in their own stomping grounds, and hopefully that'll be nice for them. They can maybe have some of their community come out and support them.
And we've had a lot of rain over the last little bit, Brinley. How much does that affect chuck wagon drivers on the racetrack?
So if the rain is super substantial and we run into big weather problems, then we end up, canceling the races, which never ideal, but just for everyone's safety, that's what we go to. But if it's not, downpouring or anything insane, we race through it, and it generally just kind of slows guys down, right? Imagine running through mud compared to running on concrete or sand or whatever. Like it does slow the wagons down, but I mean the guys they have a good time playing out in the mud, and the horses get to do their job, and everybody still gets to have fun even in the poorer weather.
Thank you so much for all the information today, Brinley, and we definitely look forward to hearing you call the races at Cold Lake coming up this weekend.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys come out to the races this weekend.
If you, like many others here in Lloydminster, are hoping for the sunny days to return so you can head back out onto the golf course, you can take the time to learn some ways to improve your putting with this week's edition of Golf Tips. You can have a great tee shot and hit some excellent irons, but a birdie can turn into a bogey or worse if your putting game isn't up to par. And for pro Marty Wheaton, it all begins before you even step up to the ball.
Very underrated skill, lag putting and having speed control on the greens. It's all important. It's all one shot on a scorecard, the same thing as a 300-yard drive. So I'm just going to talk you through what I'm thinking when I'm over a putt like this. First things first, I'm going to be looking eyes forward down my line. When I see people doing this to line up their putts, it's a little disorienting, so you want to go naturally, eyes forward. I'm looking at a spot. Once I pick my spot out that I'm going to, everything that I'm focused on is speed. So when we get over the putt here, I'm taking my practice strokes, what that's going to feel like, what that speed's going to feel like. When I get over top of it, I just want to have no technical thoughts whatsoever. Look at my spot, feel my practice stroke.
Marty also stresses how important it is to have a good putting stroke with this practice drill that even the pros use.
We're doing a putting drill. Tiger Woods has made this gate drill famous. It really helps us control our path. And what I mean by that is if we typically take the putter too far to the inside, we're going to exit out and we're going to hit this outside tee. Same way, if we take the putter outside, our path's going to come too much in and hit the inside tee. So really what it is to control our putter path, which is going to help us send the ball down its line properly. Right now I have it pretty conservative. We can move those tees in closer to the putter to make it a little harder, but it's a great drill to work with to help you really control that path.
So be sure to try out these tips the next time you're struggling on the green. Check back with us next week for another edition of Golf Tips. And now let's take a look at your ag prices. And now we're just going to take a quick look at your 3-day forecast. Tomorrow, there's a 60% chance of a couple afternoon showers. A nice high of 22, though, for tomorrow, and a low of 9. Saturday, it's going to be breezy in the morning, and it'll be a little bit cooler at 20 degrees for your high. And then on Sunday, a 96% chance of AM showers. It's going to be windy and cooler and down to 16 for your high on Sunday. And thank you for watching Primetime Local News. My name is Thomas Wildman, and have a wonderful rest of your day.